And this question is coming from Jessica. What happens when we want to imitate a singer that we like, but we modify our speech apparatus to sound like that singer? What mechanism can affect our own voice?
Ooh, I'm not quite sure of the question. This, I guess, is a non-movement question. But if we're talking about being a vocal learner, we are mimics by nature.
Hmm?
And that is one of the blessings and curses of being a singer. And the more experienced singer, you're generally a better mimic just because you've strengthened those. So if I would argue not to try to be another thing, another person, is to really love your own unique instrument. It's I have this, your timbre is your fingerprint, and to sort of embrace that. And that's when you're your best self, is when you're your naked, authentic voice. But it's true, if you are listening, that's why I try to advise not to listen to learn, to listen to someone else to learn repeatedly, is to listen either to multiple people or record yourself to get a melody down, such that you don't become a mimic. I don't know if that answers the question or not.
Yeah, everybody's seen me massage my jaw,
Oh
but
yeah, no. Oh.
thing to do. I just noticed, my jaw's tight. Sometimes if I've been under a lot of stress, and or you have a nightmare. Sometimes you clench at night. Some people grind, but my jaw's a little tight today. So if your jaw's ever tight, just rub along the muscles right up here. It brings a lot of relief. And you can do it in a different stretching position. You go up over the ears and down in the back of the neck. So that's why I'm doing that. I just do that intuitively to take care of.
And I have an asymmetrical jaw. I have a lot of, so that's another thing that I study in singing, because this jaw basically I can't get is all locked because of the synkinesis of my disorder. So
There's, man.
yeah, you can see I smile asymmetrically. There's all this asymmetry
Right.
involved in that. So yeah, I know the jaw pretty well. It's not a fun thing.
I notice now that I'm in front of the camera all day long, my left corner goes up. Nobody cares about our little things, but anyway.
No, we all notice that. You have little dimples too.
So if I want to smile evenly, I have to think to smile bigger right.
Ah, yeah.
Silly. Yeah. So I'm understanding her question. What mechanism can affect our own voice? So you can get into vocal patterns, and there are a lot of different mechanisms. I think when people talk about mechanisms, they're generally talking about a sound, and then they're trying to define that sound by this mechanism creates this sound, and there's a lot of vocabulary out there. So I'm just going to answer that question based on my definition I just gave you. When I'd say decide first on the sound you want, and then look into which shapes in the vocal tract are responsible for creating those sounds. And that's where people come up with mechanisms or different vocabulary. So if you're looking to mimic a singer, record them, record yourself, and listen really, really closely. It's about listening. You can also use the spectrograph and get the spectral analysis to visually see which frequencies you're activating and which ones you're not. But then work also, if you're really, obsessed with this or want a similar sound, where you're never going to get the exact same sound because you're not that person. It's like your fingerprint, but you can sound similar, and that's what we want. And then will want to, of course, always check in with a professional coach to make sure the path you're on is healthy.